Oh, it has been a while, people. A while for many things. A while since a Destiny 2 video, a while since an update I'm excited for, and a while since I had this much hope and optimism for the future of Destiny. But are we back? We might be back. Contrary to the belief that nobody hates Destiny more than Destiny players, I've never been that. But I'd be sat here lying to you if for the past, let's say, 6 months, I've been adamant that for me, the final shape will arrive, I'll play it, and that'll be me done. Who knows? That could still be the case. I could walk away extremely disappointed and burnt out. But I don't know. I've got this feeling it's not going to be that. If you've somehow missed what's going on this week, it's seen the launch of Into the Light, a free mid-season update to all players, bringing back fan favourite weapons, and my sweet baby, the Recluse, back home. Probably, most importantly though, we got a new live stream focused all around the final shape. I think I speak for a lot of Destiny fans when they were really taken aback by this, in the best way possible though. The final shape being the conclusion of this light and dark saga, and everything that we're seeing here just feels so right. So, we're going to break this video down two ways. First, we're going to talk about the final shape livestream and the reveals, and then we're going to dive into the light and talk about the launch week impressions. So, I'm going to let you in. I was on my way down to the football for the Champions League when this livestream was happening on Tuesday. But I was like, I can't miss this. So, I swapped who I was travelling down with, they took over the drive-in, I was watching the livestream. As this was going down, I was like audibly reacting to the reveals on screen. I don't think I've ever audibly reacted to Destiny gameplay since, well, maybe Forsaken, which is the moment that I got in on Destiny. Like, I did react when we knew Cade was returning for the final shape, but actual moment-to-moment gameplay, seeing the new subclass, it's been a minute. It's not normal for me to audibly react in this way, and therefore, it kind of sums up just how fresh this is looking. The big thing then, the prismatic subclass. The idea of wielding both the light and the dark at the same time. I mean, come on man. We've been building to this very moment for years and years. I know a few people who are feeling a little bit mixed, a little bit tentative on it. I couldn't be more of the opposite. Thematically, it makes sense. But the potential. We've had information from Bungie since, in the fact that it's only going to be certain grenades or melees from each of the subclasses. You can't mix and match everything from solar to stasis, and I'm completely fine with that. Will they eventually add more? Maybe, but for now, I'm still very happy. See, in all my time playing Destiny 2, I've only ever been a hunter. Soon as I saw Warlock freeze an enemy and then snap the fingers and blow him up with solar, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to create a Warlock before final shape. It's done. The team behind both capturing and creating the gameplay for this reveal did a stellar job, by the way. And can I also say, having the team behind the final shape, or at least some of the devs showcasing what they've been working on, I love this part. I love this thing that Bungie do, and it's something I'd like to see more studios do when they're showcasing what they've been doing. It's so nice to hear from the people behind the work. You feel their passion and the excitement. Prismatic itself then, I mean yeah, having a stasis grenade with a solar melee is just sick, man. And I think too, having a new subclass with this countless amount of build options that feels purposefully sandbox breaking does do a little signaling to me that hey, we may be nearing the end of Destiny 2's life cycle. Now, when I say that, I don't mean in the next year. I'd wager another 3 to 4ish years of Destiny 2. Seeing Luke Smith again say, hey, Destiny 2 still has more, and so does Destiny, to me, hints again at a likely Destiny 3. I do think that's needed as well as a clean slate, as a means to reinvent that formula a little bit, re-engage the early Destiny feelings that sparked, that kind of sense of discovery and mystery, and of course, rebalance the power creep that is just now way too strong. If anything was indicative of that, it's rerunning the Whisper all these years later and just blazing through it. More on that later though. I think what's exciting here with the final shape is the options. Since Prismatic won't let us mix and match everything, it still makes the other subclasses viable, but knowing that Stylish Executioner, for example, will trigger from any elemental debuff, that's exciting. It feels like we're about to get a dev kit in a way, When you combine this with what they're doing with exotics, I mean, again, options. which is exciting. Something I've been trying to do a lot more recently is create my own builds without relying on what's the meta and what others are using. Crafting a build that you enjoy that isn't always meta, but it's a lot more fun. What they're doing here by taking essentially half of exotics by combining 2 random exotic perks into 1 armor piece sounds nuts. Best of luck to the PvP team by the way, because they just did tremendous work from what I understand, and it sounds like it's all about to become chaos again. But options though, not just in your class, but a hunter can get a titan exotic perk and vice versa, so the build crafting is going to be immense. It's an exciting chase to have as well. Once the story does wrap up on the final shape, you're going to be always looking for that perfect mix and match of the exotics you're after. Also, the idea of becoming transcendent and then having this like empowered grenade that is both like light and dark combined together, I just think it's a really, really cool idea. I've got nothing else to say on it. Like, it's just cool. That's what it is. The final part of this gameplay was, of course, at long last, a new enemy race. I used to pray for times like this. So, they're called the Dread. Of course, we've seen these through Rulk and Tormentors, and we knew we were getting Subjugators, but nope, a completely brand new race. The whole lineup consists of what is known as Subjugators, Weavers, Attendants, Grims, and Husks. They look incredible. They match the tone of what we've been seeing for the past few years, and it's just so refreshing to see. It's that whole, they fly now? They fly now. Look, is it long overdue? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean you can't be excited about it. It also seems like it's going to mix up the gameplay challenge. The bats can suppress us, the melee bruisers are going to get in there and really fuck us up. They look new in terms of a challenge. One thing I'm actually really pleased about from this showcase, and look, it may not stay this way all the way up to release, we're not seeing too much story. We got a gameplay trailer after the reveal with new story moments, but not too much to like overanalyze. Good. Keep the shock value and surprise for the narrative. This is endgame. This is what we've built to. Hopefully nothing leaks and we can all buckle up for this last battle of light against dark. Or, if you're us overpowered fuckers, wielding it all. You know what I mean? So yeah, final shape, I'm really excited. But what about the here and now, into the light? With each passing livestream that they did in the last few weeks, I think sentiment grew more and more for this one. Now, after playing 300 waves in Onslaught, Whisper Ran, and some quality time spent with my old boy the Recluse, I feel good about this. Now, do I still wish every weapon was farmable from minute 1? Absolutely. Do I wish there was maybe 1 or 2 more maps? Sure. However, context is important in the case of Into the Light, being both a free update and this being a last minute project to kind of backfill for the final shape delay. I think it's actually pretty remarkable. If you don't know what Into the Light is, the TLDR is that it's a free update reintroducing 2 exotic missions that were sunset, a horde based defense mode with access to sunset weapons that are iconic to the franchise, and we've got an eventual boss rush mode coming later. I mean, what better way to lead us into the final shape than to have us re-wield some of the most beloved weapons in the game? Is the Recluse as good as it once was? No. But let me tell you, a hunter with the blah 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 chest piece, you know which one I'm on about, and a golden Recluse with repulsor brace and destabilizing rounds, I'm doing just fine. I really like the idea of these brave weapons having these super rare versions that have this really cool glowy ornament to them, because truthfully I'm still split on whether crafting was good for the game, but now I'm excited again about seeing weapon drops. For me, as someone who doesn't get to raid often, it's like getting a raid exotic drop. It's exciting when one of these brave weapons drops and you check to see if it's a shiny, and if it is it good perks? And it's exciting to look at again. Now, I'd love to be farming a Midnight Coup or a Mountaintop right now, but this limited edition idea is a very welcome one. As for Onslaught, yeah man, this is a good mode. 10 rounders for those that are short on time, the 50 rounder which does a good job of some difficulty towards the end, but not like a tremendous amount for the casual player. And then I dabbled with Legendary, not to much success yet, but I think it's offering up a reasonable challenge for the more experienced player. Of course, there's a big time commitment for the full 50, because that will take up to around an hour. However, it never feels like that. It's kind of weird. I'll see the timer go by, but it never feels like I'm spending a long time in each run, which is always a sign that I'm having a decent time. Putting down and upgrading turrets is fun, and all 3 defense items of the turret, the tripwires and the decoys, they all have great use cases. Particularly the decoy, I was not familiar with your game. The novelty will no doubt wear off, sure, but the mixture of going inside the pyramids every 6th and 10th round is a nice change of pace, and as a horde mode, I think it's done a good job. As for the Whisper exotic mission, man, do I remember struggling with this back when it launched, and it's a testament to how powerful we are now, because this was a breeze when I was playing with my friends. However, it has still got sensational music and atmosphere, and now that I know what I'm doing, I love the platforming when it came back to me. Still an incredible exotic mission to this day that I'm so happy to see people re-experience, or experience for the first time. As someone who never got Outbreak perfected, I can't wait to do 0 Hour for the first time. I've heard great things about Outbreak, so I'm looking forward to adding that to my arsenal. As for Pantheon, which is the raid boss rush that I spoke about, this is coming at the end of the month. I'm keen to see more of this. On paper, it sounds great. Definitely for the higher tiered players, for sure. But I'm also delighted to see some real challenging additions being added to the game. I think it's interesting how the boss fights will work. Is it just going to be purely DPS, or is the same raid mechanics going to apply? Really, in Into the Light, there's something for everyone, I think. Whilst a new player onboarding still stinks, I think if someone was keen to finally give Destiny a shot, now is a good time. You'll never be fully up to date on the story or these characters. You probably won't understand how all the core systems work. But what you are getting is instant access with Bungie providing free loot equivalent of the power cap, a subclass build from the off, and immediate access to some of the franchise's most iconic and beloved weapons. It's a big trade-off, and I still say the only way you can really get into Destiny is if you have a friend that plays Destiny to teach you. That, or a million guides and a boatload of patience. Plus, the ability to now skip the new light is a good change. Character customization finally being here, Destiny feels better than ever from a quality of life point of view, especially the work in the past year done on loadouts and Fireteam Finder. Overall though, as you can probably tell, I'm buzzing about all this. I've spent so many hours playing this game, and I've had some of the best moments in gaming on this game. I've made friends playing this game. Right now feels a great moment. A positive community sentiment, excitement of what's to come, and intrigue for where we head next. Most of all, I'm delighted for all the people working there who have likely had a really rough couple of months to now see this kind of glowing feedback and excitement all around what we're currently experiencing. So there's my thoughts on the Final Shake gameplay and Into the Light impressions. I've got the itch again. I'm thinking I'm back. What are you thinking though? Prismatic, exotic armor perks mix and matching, a new enemy race? Give me your thoughts on those. Have you jumped on Into the Light yet? Any shiny rolls? Is Onslaught what you wanted from a Horde mode? Let's talk about it in the comments down below, because I'd love to talk with you about it. If you enjoyed hearing my thoughts, it's what I do here, man. Talk about the things that I really like. So if you enjoyed listening, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Dropping a like on the video helps me out enormously. I don't do fake outrage or whatever here. I just be myself and be passionate about whatever that is. Dropping a like is the best way to support that. If you're still here, know that I value your time, so thank you for stopping by. Have a terrific day, and I'll catch you in the next one.